and Iris has taken control of the bottom lane. Xavier does have control of the top lane, and Iris able to scout that Defiler with the use of a Science Vessel, and that Defiler has been wasted by Xavier. That is a little bit of a mistake, I feel, by Xavier, and Xavier just casting a swarm in the middle of the map just before his Defiler dies. Xavier needs to push down the bottom lane, he needs to scout or push down that bottom lane and take that and force Iris to defend it, and Iris has not got dropship, so Iris is going to have greater mobility on this matchup, and Iris is going to be able to drop those expos that Xavier has set up in the bottom lane. Xavier is going to find himself in a little bit of trouble here, and he could potentially end up losing his expos. Iris is great at dropship play, we saw him do that again on Neo Arachnoid, and I have to say, I fear for Xavier. I fear that this matchup is starting to swing in Iris' favor. I fear that this Iris is starting to gain the momentum and gain the lead in this matchup, and Monty Hall's maneuverability and structure now playing a part in this matchup, and Iris just going for a drop at the top right corner, anticipating an expansion there. Xavier obviously does not have an expansion there. The only good thing for Xavier is that he does seem to have defenses in most of his expansions, and Xavier does have drop tech as well, so Xavier has drop tech, so Xavier looks like he's going to go for a drop. Iris coming in with a drop at that expo at the 2 o'clock position, and he's dropping in Marines there. Xavier does have a couple of lurkers there, and Iris at the same time pushing in the middle, so Xavier in a little bit of trouble. Xavier burns the lurkers, Iris is not casting scan, and Iris trying to micro at the same time, and Iris is pushing down the middle, so Xavier's going to lose that middle expo. This is disastrous for Xavier. He does manage to get that swarm up just in time and defend. He didn't lose the hatchery, but he's lost all of the Sunkens, he's lost the gas there, but I don't think that's going to bother him too much because he does have gas in the top lane, and Xavier now going for a drop of his own. He's going to try and counter with a drop here. Xavier dropping a lot of Hydralisks, but Iris has more than enough in terms of units to try and cope with that. He doesn't have tanks and siege mode, and Xavier is going to be able to take out those Marines, but Iris should be able to reinforce this relatively quickly, and Iris forced to bring out, and Iris' reinforcement streaming in is going to end that drop from Xavier, so Iris being able to, neither player's drops being effective, but Iris' main push at Xavier's middle lane is doing a lot of damage, and Xavier looking worried to me. He does look calm, he does always look calm, but I am starting to feel very nervous for Xavier. Xavier has managed to break out through that south, and Iris has got that expo set up, and that expo is going to come from far from Xavier, but Xavier being forced to expend all his resources at defending, and Xavier looks like he's going to try and cut off Iris' reinforcements in the middle of the map. Iris has got a large force, a lot of tanks, a lot of American Marines, and Xavier really has actually sacrificed that expo. Xavier's allowed Iris to take that expo. He's not defending that expo, and Iris now moving in towards Xavier's main, and Xavier's going to have a really tough time here defending this. Xavier doesn't have a lot of troops. Xavier is going to be able to do some damage to that expo at the 630 position though, and Iris is streaming in towards Xavier's main, and Xavier in huge trouble here. It looks like this might be the game-ending maneuver because Iris has an absolutely massive force in that middle lane, and I'm not sure what Xavier's going to be able to do to be able to counter that. Xavier just trying to slow Iris' reinforcement, and Xavier's losing a lot of his tech buildings there, and Xavier's counter at that bottom base does go out, so Xavier is in big trouble here. Xavier defending at the skin of his teeth. Swarm goes up again on those siege tanks, and Xavier might be able to take those tanks and Marines down. Xavier's Queen Nest is going to be taken out, but I don't think Xavier will mind that too much because he's already got his high up. He has been able to defend his base, and he has been able to counter that push from Iris, and Iris forced to retreat. Xavier managed to get a plague off on one of the Science Vessels, but not as effective on this occasion. An absolute seesaw battle between these two players. Iris going in for a drop in Xavier's main. Xavier does have a Sunken and a bird lurkers there, so that's not going to be very effective, and Xavier's going to try and Xavier takes that dropship out with Hydralisk. Brilliant play by Xavier, and Iris is now pushing up the top lane, but Iris obviously either not aware or ignoring that expo at the 12:30 position, at the 12:30 position of Xavier's, and Iris now pushing down. Iris doing a great job of keeping Xavier on the back foot, keeping that imbalance, and Xavier has no hidden expo on this occasion like he did on Neo Arachnoid, and this matchup is, and Xavier does have a couple of lurkers buried there, but Iris doesn't have a lot of troops, and Xavier's going to be able to get a swarm up, and Iris bringing his Science Vessels out, and he doesn't have a lot of Medical Marines. He's going to have to micro those Medical Marines. One of those Science Vessels is going to get taken out by the Scourge. Xavier's Scourge manages to kill one of the Science Vessels, and Iris with a skeleton force is not going to be able to do too much damage to that expo. Iris might actually try and use Irradiate to kill off Xavier's drones, I don't believe, and Iris is going to do that. Iris is going to irradiate Xavier's drones. Xavier I don't believe has burrows, so Xavier's going to lose a lot of drones here unless he micros those drones well. Xavier doesn't have a lot of Scourges or a lot of Hydralisks to try and counter those Science Vessels or a plague, and Iris dropping also in Xavier's main. Iris doing significant damage to Xavier's economy. Xavier really on the back foot. Xavier really struggling in this matchup, and it looks like Iris is giving himself a huge advantage in this game. He's done so much damage to Xavier's economy. Xavier's economy in tatter. Xavier losing a lot of drones. Xavier with Scourges trying to take out a couple of Science Vessels. Iris won't mind that because Xavier is out of drones. Xavier has absolutely no drones anywhere. Iris has got SCVs all over the map, and Xavier's going to have to try and replenish those. Xavier's going to have to try and replenish those drones, and that's going to give Iris even more time to get further ahead. Iris equal, if not more, in terms of expansions on this map, and Iris continuing to keep Xavier on the back foot, continue to force pump reinforcements through, and Xavier defending with skeleton units and having a very tough time in this matchup. I still don't understand why. I suppose Xavier just hasn't had the resources to try and pump a few units, drop a few units at that expansion at the bottom of Xavier to try and take that out, and Iris now with a group of Medical Marines is going to attack that undefended expo, and Xavier's going to have a tough time defending it, and Iris just irradiating at will a number of Saviour's lurkers, and Saviour forced to fight with Hydralisk, and Saviour just doesn't have the economy to combat with Iris, and Iris pulling ahead firmly, so slowly but surely ahead here. Iris tightening the noose around Saviour's neck, and you can see with the, if you look at your mini-map, you can see that Iris controls most of the mini-map, and Saviour really having very little troops on the ground to fight. Iris's irradiates wearing him down. Saviour's Scourge Micro has not been as good on this occasion as it has been on previous matchups, and Iris really just playing a brilliant game, keeping Saviour off balance, and I do feel that the map has played a significant role in that. Saviour with a play going off, trying to get that Defiler out of range, managing to pull that Defiler out, and Saviour holds once again against that Medic and Marine Push from Iris. Iris content to attack in small waves, and Saviour just barely holding on by the skin of his teeth, but Iris does have map control. Iris does have more expansion on the map. Saviour does have some either units or probably a hidden expo at the top right corner of the map at that island expo, and if he does have an expo there, that's going to give him a little bit of breathing room, and Saviour has managed to burrow a lurker just behind the mineral line, so Saviour with brilliant play burying the lurker on the mineral line of the ridge behind say Iris's economy, and if he can do a little bit of damage to Iris's economy, he might have a way back in the game here. And Iris now pushing on all fronts, and Saviour forced to defend, and Saviour really against the wall. He has been killing a few of Iris' science vessels, though I feel not enough. Saviour again forced to defend at the bottom base, and Saviour and Iris doing a great job of forcing Saviour to defend at multiple locations, and Saviour really in trouble here. Saviour is doing a little bit of damage to Iris' economy now, and Saviour actually dropping a lone Hydralisk, and Iris should try and kill that Hydralisk off with his SCVs. It's only a single Hydralisk. He will be able to take it out, and looks like Iris is setting up for another plague here. He swarms those Medic and Marines, but Iris again with great Medic and Marine micro, just micros around the ring, and Saviour loses a bunch of Scourges as they pop out that hatchery, and Iris doing a great job of just damaging Saviour's economy. Saviour's Defiler pops out. That hatchery is going to go down. Play goes off on all of Iris' units. Saviour has taken on all of the SCVs because Iris has been concentrating his micro, but Saviour has lost that hatchery, and Saviour is not going to be able to get resources from anywhere. Saviour is in huge trouble now. He's not going to get resources from anywhere right now because his main and his expo are mined out. Okay, he does have a few minerals in his main, but he hardly has any drones remaining. Iris has a large group of science vessels built up. He's got a large army coming in. You've got to say that Iris is going to come out in this matchup, and it does look definitively like Saviour is now going to go out of the game. Saviour moving those drones towards the south, but Iris has got a group of units waiting there, and Iris just able to use irradiates on single Hydralisk. That's how many irradiates he has to spare, and unfortunately it looks like Saviour is going to be undone. I don't know what Saviour can do now to come back in this matchup. Iris has got a large force on the ground. Saviour did do a little bit of damage to Iris' economy, but Iris' economy is still intact. He's got that expansion in the middle expo. Saviour has got nothing. He's got no expansions. He doesn't even have the units to fight and put back up an expansion, and you've got to feel that Iris is going to come out on top in this game, and you've got to feel that Saviour is now going to go out of the OSL. That is unfortunate for Saviour, but you've got to give all credit to Iris for playing a brilliant game, but I'm going to go out on a limb and still blame the loss on the map. And Saviour finally calls GG, out of expos, out of time. Iris doing a great job. All credit to Iris. I feel Saviour did everything that he could in that map, but in that matchup, I'm not sure what mistake Saviour made. I think probably the biggest mistake Saviour made was going for his attack early on in the game at Iris' main with his Guardian Force. If he had pushed up the bottom, he would have done a lot more damage to Iris' economy, I believe, and that would have been the key moment. I believe that was Saviour's mistake. He allowed Iris breathing room, he allowed Iris back into the matchup, and Iris made him pay. And unfortunately, Iris has delivered today. He has, well, not unfortunately for Saviour, but fortunately for Iris, obviously. And revenge is a dish best served cold, I'm afraid, guys. And Saviour has been force-fed. So that's GG. I'll be back for the next matchup, and let's hope it's as exciting as the ones we've had just now. This is Klazart.